Hello, this is Rose of Sharon, and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched season 1 of Shadow and Bone, and I had heard a lot about the series. I kind of figured it was a fantasy series, just based on the title alone, but other than that, I really had no idea what I was getting into. I went into the whole thing blind, and honestly, I'm glad I did, because it opened me to a whole new world of books I can read in the future, and it reminded me of Shadowhunters. And I know I said I'm not gonna get back into Shadow. I'm always been a Shadowhunter fan. I will always be a Shadowhunter fan. I've read every single one of the Shadowhunter books except for Dark Edifices. Thinking of reading the books that are going to be written afterwards. I'm not sure how many books Mrs. Clare is going to write. So far, she's written 20. That is quite the library. That's more like Encyclopedia Britannica on crack. But anywho, I don't know if it can vouch for superiority over Wheel of Time, because Wheel of Time, according to many sources, is one of the longest fantasy epics ever written, which I think I would have to agree with that. But now that Mortal Instruments, or I guess you could call it the Shadowhunter Chronicles, I don't know, I guess it's called the Mortal Instruments, but they're different installations of the Mortal Instruments. Some are considered prequels, like the steampunk version I really like, which would be Clockwork Angel and all that. I really love the Infernal Devices prequel, which was written after. I know that makes no sense. I thought, why? I never really got why this is done more often than not. Why don't you just do your prologue first and then your main series after? Just saying. I mean, I'm not stating the fact that there's any worse or better. Maybe technology would have improved, like with The Hobbit, which I absolutely love, and LOTR trilogy. But it'll be intriguing to see what they do with that, and I'm interested in seeing what happens with Shadow and Bone, because it has a lot of elements from Russian lore. Just the whole backdrop is Russian, and it has that very, strong masculine sense about it, and it's very fierce, and I love it. And just the way different characters, you've got Grisha, who can use magic, and then you've got your normal people, and then of course you have all this racism or classism, caste system going on. It's very interesting. It's unique to see the haves and the have-nots, and of course what's going on between, I should say, what's going on in the kingdom. And all the characters are very interesting, and I fell in love with what's her name, the protagonist. I can't think of her name right off the top of my head. She and Mal. I'm not going to say much more about them, but I really loved her. I thought she was a very strong female protagonist. Not in that cliched way. I adore her, and I can't wait to read the books, but it ended on a cliffhanger, and I thought, ooh, I mean, I predicted it all along. I thought, yeah, you're not gonna do what I think you're gonna do. Yeah, that's what I thought. But I'm not gonna say what happens. It's very complicated, but it's interesting to see how much origin they give to the characters themselves, especially with our two main protagonists. And it's intriguing how they use the sense of, is anything really all black and white when considering good and evil. In this case, no. Unless you are consumed. Need I say more about that? But I thought, psychologically narcissists. And I thought this is a great teaching tool because having actually healed from a narcissistic relationship myself, I thought, yeah, this is all very true. And I would never, ever, 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 ever want to go back to that. It's not worth it. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth the turmoil. It's not worth the constant, oh my gosh, walking on eggshells. Just not to bruise your little ego. Yeah. Sorry. Not sorry. But anyway, I've forgiven. I've moved on. Actually, he tried to contact me. I thought, what's going on here? Because he tried to contact me again through my email. I just shook my head. I thought, we've never seen each other. We only saw each other through video. We talked to each other on the phone. But he never met me in the States. He never came here. He never would. He was not going to do that. It was just pretty words, bunch of iridescent charm that he had, and I don't miss it. He was full of it. Needless to say. And I mean, I learned that the hard way, but I thought maybe he believed that I was gullible enough or kind enough or gentle enough or sweet enough. Yeah. I'm a good person, but after being wounded like 3 times, I've learned my lesson. And yes, I know I'm stubborn, but Shadow and Bone teaches this well, and I think every person should watch it. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. It's just a good lesson to learn, so you don't have to pay or suffer like I did. But anyway, I forgive him. I've let him go. I don't even read my email. If I see something from him, I just think, oh, he's at it again. Yeah, don't even acknowledge it. It's just water on the bridge. Water under the bridge. What else do I have to say about Shadow and Bone? Well worth it. 5 stars. Perfect. I don't think there's anything I really disliked about it, honestly. Of course, my surrogate brother kind of made this comment about Jesper, the whole homosexual thing. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Even when that was done with Elliot Waugh in Magicians, I think they did that in a very respectable way. It wasn't woke. And I like Elliot. And Elliot is bi in the book. So, yeah. And I haven't seen Shadowhunters yet, so I'm not sure how they portray my favorite, Magnus. I love Magnus. Magnus is fabulous. He always will be in my mind. I don't know. I like him just because he's got such braggadocio, and he's very flamboyant. And he's also a character who is confident, and I like that. I mean, don't hate on me for that, but he's just a character that he knows exactly what he wants, and I enjoy that about him, even though he might come across as a little bit sarcastic. I think, yeah, you can get away with that because you've got a good. He tells it like it is, and I like that. Maybe I see a little bit of myself in Magnus. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm blunt. I tell people the way I see it, and that's all she wrote. But I'm not to the point where, yeah, I can be sarcastic, but I won't hurt you. I'll tell you how I feel, but I'll do it in a way that's assertive. I don't want to hurt people's egos. Yeah, that's not what I'm after. I'm here to help. I'm here to motivate. I'm here to lift you up, not bring you down. I don't have that much else to say other than I've been writing a lot. I finished a musical. I'm going to do the recording as soon as I get back from my vacation, which I will be taking a lot of pictures of. Beyond that, I don't have much else to say. other than I highly recommend Shadow and Bone. I will be reading the rest of the Shadowhunter saga. I've got a lot of books ahead of me. It's basically the Dark Artifices, which I have not read. I don't know if there's anything after the Dark Artifices, but I will be reading those as well, because I've been reading them since they have been subsequently published the year they were published. You know, the hardback, not the softbacks, not the paperbacks. So yeah, well, it's not that bad. I'm reading Moby Dick right now, so I've read bigger books than Moby Dick, so if that gives you any indication of what kind of reader I am. That's about all I have to say. Till next time. Love on, prosper.